Okay, and you could also maybe just introduce yourself and just say a little bit about your background, what you study, and that type of thing.
So my name's Thomas Catanacci. I'm an alumni of Malcolm Shabazz City High. I started doing martial arts like 15 years ago. I started practicing meditation around 2.5, maybe 3 years ago through Shabazz, through Peter. And that's because I was also like at a point where life was kind of making me feel really down, really broken, and I didn't know what I should be doing. So I re-engaged like training as hard as I wanted to, and I started practicing meditation, even though I thought it seemed really woo-woo and mystic. But one of the things that it's helped bring out and bring to light is the importance that all we have is our breath and our body, and and in lieu of the way that like our breath can manage our physiology, manage our heart rate, I think that there's a lot to be said in understanding breath work as a mechanism to build resilience and a mechanism to I don't like the word, but take control of situations that we don't feel like we have that control, and that's just like controlling our breath and like being attuned with our body. That sense of control is an internal experience, and I think one of the hardest things in accessibility for breath practices for people is that they might not have somebody that they can regularly go to, and so having a device that they could keep at home, keep with them, so they could like pull it out for 10 minutes here or there just to like check in with themselves, check in with the device, could be really, really beneficial, since it's so hard a lot of times for us to take our brain and put it into our gut. And that's kind of like, in Chinese martial arts, we talk about the like 3 energetic centers. You have your lower dantian, the middle dantian, and the upper dantian. And so in a lot of our training, in my training particularly, we say like you need to have these 3 things stacked so that they work functionally, and the rest of the body just kind of comes off of them. But to get out of the woo-woo side of it, it's very simple. Like, this is where food goes, this is where my breath and blood pump, and then this is what helps me discern the world and my identity. So it makes sense to me that any time that you're helping support massaging these with the like lower area with breath, increasing like your understanding of the abdominal cord. There's no bone supporting this, so we got to strengthen the muscles in some way. Breath is a supple way to do that, just like walking is a supple way to strengthen your legs. And anytime that you're like questioning like, is it going to improve something that's a very human thing? Breath, I think is like hugely important, because like we forget that we're human, we forget that we need to breathe, and we can go a few days without water, we can go a few days without food, but you're not going to go longer than a few minutes without breath. So anytime that you're engaging a way to improve someone's quality of breathing, I think is a phenomenal like place to be and place to want to be. So I think that's awesome. So I teach martial arts here in Madison, and like I got a couple of students like out in San Francisco, and I'm deeply in love with this school and the Chozenji Betsuin Zen community, and like I could see opinions as to maybe some practitioners would think that this might not be best for them, but I think overall, like when we're talking accessibility to people that want to re-engage their breath, and like when we're talking people who aren't like, when we're talking people that haven't already dedicated like decades of their life to this practice, then yeah, I say like make it more accessible and make it something that everybody has a chance to practice and be a part of. I don't know if that